Mahlzeit und willkommen zurück hier bei Star Trek Resurgence in der 3. Folge. In der letzten Folge ist ja unsere Crew mit der Resolute endlich angekommen im Hotari-Raum und der Captain und Botschafter Spock und natürlich Commander Rydeck sind auf dem Planeten gelandet, um den Friedensverhandlungen dort beizuwohnen und ihren Standpunkt klarzumachen. Und Commander Rydeck hat ja den Auftrag, mit den anderen Leuten da so ein bisschen zu interagieren und eventuell was rauszufinden, wie es möglich sein kann, dass die Hotari, die vermeintlich weniger entwickelte Spezies, sich gegen die Allydianer auflehnen konnte. Ja, und währenddessen haben natürlich Diaz und seine Kollegin versucht rauszufinden, was es mit diesem Sturm auf sich hat und warum das Shuttle nicht auf Warp gehen konnte. Und wir wissen jetzt mittlerweile, dass die Resolute auch nicht auf Warp gehen kann. Ja, und da sind wir zuletzt stehen geblieben, denn jetzt geht's auf einen Außeneinsatz, um ein bisschen mehr über die ganze Geschichte mit dem Sturm herauszufinden. Und da laden wir jetzt rein und auf geht's. Ja, die Sequenz hatten wir letzte Woche schon noch gesehen. Ja, Warp-Leistung hier auf Maximum, das machen wir.
It's happening again.
Tja, geht halt nicht.
It is evident that presently the Resolute cannot achieve warp propulsion.
Since our diagnostics rule out any problems with our warp systems or anything about the ship, the problem appears to be the fabric of space itself.
Space itself? You're saying something about this region of space prevents warp travel?
Prevents it or can't sustain it.
Ich sag mal das gleiche wie letzte Woche.
Well, couldn't we slowboat it out of here at impulse speed?
It may come to that, but we don't know how far this warp dead zone extends. Captain Solano is on his way back from the negotiations, and I want to have some answers for him when he gets here.
Indeed. Given the facts at hand, we may be able to deploy subspace probes around the ship to construct a clearer picture of the phenomenon.
Around the ship. I'll prep a shuttle.
Ja, und raus geht's mit dem Shuttle. Ein paar Sonden platzieren sollte ja nicht das Problem sein. Sehen wir uns das Ganze doch mal an. Die Musikuntermalung ist jedes Mal wieder geil, finde ich.
I'm setting up a waypoint at a distance roughly corresponding to the edge of our warp field. When we get there, I'll deploy the first probe.
Okay. Fliege das Shuttle bis zu deinem Ziel, um eine Mission zu erfüllen. Benutze den rechten Trigger, um vorwärts zu fliegen, linken Trigger rückwärts. R, um umzudrehen, also rechten Stick. Linken Stick, um zu schießen. Aha. Der Sturm drückt dein Shuttle zur Seite, behalte deinen Kurs bei. Okay. Gut, schauen wir mal. Also umdrehen, damit meinen sie lenken offensichtlich. Na gut, geben wir mal ein bisschen Gas. Uiuiuiui. Bisschen aufpassen. Sollte man vielleicht. Also...
Commander Westbrook, the Resolute systems are calibrated to receive the probe's readings. We are standing by to reproduce the warp field collapse after the first probe is deployed.
Thank you, Mr. Chovak. We'll be in position shortly.
And, Mr. Diaz, do take care in piloting the shuttlecraft. Now is not the time to indulge in the human penchant for joyriding.
Na klar. Also ich gebe Vollgas, ja.
Chovak probably isn't such a fun guy to work for, huh?
Naja, ich nehme das nicht persönlich.
I just don't take it personally. At least I try not to.
That's a very mature answer. Shows a positive attitude on your part. Remind me of it when I start complaining to you about the ship's new first officer.
Ja, wie gesagt, ich gebe hier Vollgas. Also sehr schnell ist so ein Shuttle natürlich nicht. Und wenn ihr euch wundert, warum das so schlingert, also das Schiff wird wirklich hin und her gedrückt. Ich muss hier wirklich immer ein bisschen gucken, dass ich den Kurs halte. Und möglichst nirgendwo gegenfliege. Was haben wir denn da? 500 Meter noch? Hervorragend.
This is far enough. Transporting the first probe into position.
Und erste Sonde abgesetzt. Die sehen aber noch original aus wie zu Kirks Zeiten, oder?
Westbrook here. The first probe is deployed.
Understood. We are reading it. We are about to replay the simulation.
Problem?
Just can't get a handle on her. Commander Rydek. She rejected my plan to use a deflector pulse against the storm surge. But on the other, she did listen to my advice and use the whole polarity trick to get you through that excursion alive. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the new XO. I'm sure she's a fine officer, even if we don't see eye to eye. But she didn't go through what the rest of us did. You know that. And it's hard to figure out why she'd be the one Solano chose instead of, well...
Puh, ja, auch wieder schwierig. Na komm, gib ihr eine Chance.
I've heard some good things. You should at least give her a chance.
I'll take that under advisement.
Test is running. Warp field collapse in 3, 2, 1, mark.
Okay, das sah komisch aus.
Whoa. All right, that is definitely a problem with the fabric of space. We need to get another probe out there.
Als ob da Glas zersprungen wäre.
The Resolute and the probe. We've managed to get an interference pattern. I'm setting a waypoint to a particularly strong area of interference. We'll deploy the second probe there.
Na toll. Stark gestört. Da habe ich aber auch jetzt Bock drauf. So, wie komme ich denn an dem Fels vorbei?
Make sure you're never just one thing. And don't get so focused on what's in front of your face that you lose sight of the big picture.
Ja, klar.
Before Rydek showed up, the captain pulled me into his ready room and told me he didn't think I had the people skills to be first officer.
Sie sind doch ein geselliger Typ.
I mean,
Klingt, da steckt mehr dahinter? Ja.
Is that why you're being so friendly to me? Politics?
That would be clever, but I think you give me more credit than the captain does. You're all right, Diaz. And you've got potential. You're a capable engineer. You're good in the field. Keep up the good work, and who knows? A solid jack of all departments like you could be commander-in-chief of Starfleet one
Oh,
day.
Stein.
Hell, Admiral Jellicoe started as a shuttle pilot.
Können Sie
There
mir
are
eine
places to
Beförderung
go in the
vermitteln?
enlisted ranks, too.
I love it. So put me up for promotion. I'm ready for my next challenge.
Well, I think you're going to have to prove that to your boss, Chovak, first. He's the one who has to put you up for consideration. If I were first officer, it would be different.
Ja, komm, kein Problem.
And I'll just have to change Commander Chovak's mind. I'll work hard and better, and he won't be able to ignore it.
You've got grit. I'll give you that.
Grit, ja? Rückgrat ist Grit. Okay, nächster Wegpunkt.
Here. This is close enough. Stop the engines.
Die Blitze ständig.
Deploying the probe. Westbrook to Commander Chovak. We're ready for another sampling of data.
Very good. Running the simulation again. Warp field collapse in 3, 2, 1, mark.
Oh, das sieht echt nicht gesund aus,
There
oder?
it is again.
I saw it. It seems to be directional.
Well, what about the scans? Anything?
Here's the readings in relation to our local space. We've got the Resolute, Otari Prime, and the probes.
All this interference is overloading the sensor buffers. We're gonna have to triangulate the sensors manually.
Na, dann mach mal. Okay, Fadenkreuz bewegen. Okay, wo soll's denn hingehen? Finde Interferenzspitzen.
We got something.
These markers indicate peaks in the gravimetric interference patterns.
Let's see if I can find some more.
Na dann, suchen wir mal. Das ist naheliegend. Ah ja.
Hold up. This is coming from the moon.
beam that blocks warp travel.
Aimed right at us.
Someone is doing this intentionally. I don't
Guck
know
einer
how
an.
they're doing it. This is like nothing I've ever seen.
Warum würde jemand sowas tun? Oder hier geht es um Angriff? Oder wir müssen zurückschlagen? Nee, warum? Warum ist immer eine gute
Why
Frage.
would they be doing this? We came here to help these people. And now we're getting hit by some warp-killing weapon?
Now, look here. It's current readings of the ion storm.
These concentrations, they line up with the interference pattern. The storm and this beam, they're coming from the same place.
Carter, whatever petty local conflict brought us here, it's just a small part of something much bigger.
War ja zu erwarten, oder? Die scheinen eine Art Superwaffe gefunden zu haben.
How they're doing this. One thing is clear. This is no fluke.
Thank you, Mr. Westbrook. I want a full briefing when I'm back on board. Solano out. A targeted weapon that inhibits warp travel. Coming from the moon Tau.
That would explain the difficulties my shuttle encountered. More importantly, the tenor of the Hotari during the negotiations.
And here I thought the Illidians would be the problem. Coming to peace talks in a warship.
Imposantes Kriegsschiff.
This wasn't supposed to be so complicated.
Wir haben Schwierigkeiten. Die Ilianer wussten, dass etwas nicht stimmte. Was führen die Hotari im Schilde? Ja, ich würde sagen.
For all their posturing, every indication is that the Illidians are afraid of the Hotari. They didn't bring their warship as a threat. They brought it because they're scared.
From everything we witnessed, I would say that is highly likely.
But what are they afraid of?
Tylus, the Hotari representative, said she thought they found something in the mines. Galvin and Sidron brought it back to the palace, but they're keeping it under tight security. She's going to investigate it. I gave her my tricorder. I expect she'll contact us soon.
You found an ally.
Why would Tylus help us? Go behind her people's back?
Um die Wilden zu stoppen, sie vertraut mir, sie hat keine Wahl. Ich würde sagen, sie hat keine Wahl.
She's worried that her people are being dragged into something that isn't going to end well for them. She's trying to save them.
That may be true.
She's certainly more likely to help than the other Hotari we've met.
That raises another question. Specifically, what do the other Hotari have to gain in bringing us here, only to make this hostile maneuver against us? There must be some motivation.
Um mehr über uns zu erfahren, sie wollen Krieg.
Das
ergibt keinen Sinn. Nee, um mehr über uns zu erfahren, denke ich.
Sidron was very curious when we spoke outside the Queen's chamber. He wanted to know all about us, our ship, the Federation. He wasn't giving any answers. He was looking for them.
Well, I'm sure you didn't tell him too much. I don't think the Illidians know what's really down on that moon either.
Major Armintas said the revolt defied explanation. That the Hotari miners somehow harnessed the energy of the storm.
Harness the energy of the storm?
Doing that is beyond even our capabilities.
So is a weapon that disrupts warp travel.
Richtig.
There are civilizations and entities, both past and present, far more technologically advanced than the Federation.
The Illidians and Hotari don't fall into that category.
But that is all the more reason to investigate further.
Das ist wahrscheinlich das, was die Hotari in der Mine gefunden haben.
We've received an urgent call from Hotari. The Queen's advisor, Tylus, has asked to speak with you.
Put her through.
Aha, ging schnell.
Galvin and Sidron are still with the Queen. I've enlisted help to gain access to the room they have under guard. I don't have much time.
Also?
I'm not supposed to leave my post.
It's only for a moment. I so appreciate your help.
Ich bin ja mal gespannt.
I'm sending you a scan.
Scan empfangen.
Got it. Tylus, if we needed to gain access to the mines on Tau, is that something you could help us with?
I suppose it wouldn't be easy, but I have to go.
Tylus.
Was hat die da gefunden?
Reconnect.
Sorry, Captain. We've lost all contact.
Eieiei.
We can only hope she escaped without harm.
It was hard to tell.
Ich habe ihr den Schlamassel eingebrockt. Wir müssen ihr helfen. Sie weiß, was sie tut. Ja, ich habe ihr das eingebrockt, das stimmt schon.
I'm the one who got her into this. If something happens to her, it's my fault.
She's one of the Queen's closest advisors. I'm sure she'll be fine. Assuming the Queen isn't part of this. Let's see the scan of whatever the hell that was.
Genau, zeig mal, was wir da haben.
Tylus suspects this came from the mines on Tau.
It appears to be of ancient origin, but the markings are unfamiliar.
We can run a full analysis when we get back to the Resolute. But if this came from the mines, then it might be the key to how they got the upper hand against the Lydians.
Then we have to go into the mines.
The Federation would not allow that. We were, after all, sent here to be a neutral party in a peace negotiation. However, we could demonstrate that the Hotari have acted in bad faith, which would enable us to investigate the mines on Tau with full justification.
Na, siehst du, Spock.
We would need conclusive proof before taking action.
Ja, das ist schon wieder schwierig. Wir müssen uns verteidigen. Föderation muss das nicht wissen. Nee, komm. Artefakt ist der Beweis.
Whatever this artifact is may be proof enough. At least to satisfy the Federation.
Especially if we can show the Hotari are controlling the warp disruption and targeting the Resolute.
We may have a better understanding once we analyze the device. But a mission to the mines, covert or otherwise, is not out of the question. And I will handle the Federation.
Danke, Spock, das ist sehr hilfreich. Na dann, das Gerät analysieren.
As I was telling Carter, I want all the data I can get on this warp problem. And the negotiating team's shuttle has been recording data all the way back from Hotari. Even better than our probes. So pull the sensor and engine ISOs from the Melville when it sets down.
Will do.
I'll join you and Chovak down in engineering to run another analysis after the briefing.
I didn't like this warp problem when we thought it was some astronomical anomaly. And I like it a hell of a lot less now that we know someone is doing it to us. How does it work? What do we even do about it?
What do you say we pull these chips and find out?
Took some damage on the way.
Naja, die sind durch den Sturm geflogen. Bleibt nicht aus, oder?
That ionic interference scored the hull plating. Might be some micro welds. Let's try pulling together.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Und ab dafür.
It won't budge. Gotta be the storm damage. We need to... Welcome back. Any excitement down on the surface?
Excitement? No. Nothing like that.
Wundert mich
Hey,
nicht.
can you hand me the EJ7 interlock? From the toolbox.
I don't know what that is.
Not much use for one on a security detail, huh? Carter?
Yeah, I'll get it.
Jetzt aber nie wieder rumknutschen, Carter, ne? Ups, nehmen wir das hier. Angeben. Ja, komm, warum nicht? Spinner.
Okay, I'll apply pressure while you decouple the panel.
Na denn los. Oh. Okay, mit dem linken Stick also. Ziehen wir eine
Here,
Naht.
I'll help.
Na also, Lower Deck Teamwork. So muss das. Kronk.
We've got this.
Open up and say ah.
Thanks for the hand. We have to get these isolinear chips down to engineering.
No problem. You really know everything about these ships, don't you? The tools, the systems. Like a walking Starfleet technical manual.
Ingenieurwesen ist plötzlich cool.
Oh, I thought security was the detail to be on. Now all of a sudden you're interested in engineering?
Just the engineering.
Fand sie nicht so geil.
Come on, start pulling chips.
War wohl nicht ganz die richtige Antwort, ha? Okay. Na dann, öffne mal. Mit dem linken Trigger, okay. So, okay. Gut. Nichts auswählen, einfach rausziehen. Wenn es weiter nicht ist, dann kriege ich hin. Hoppala. Das ist so ein Tollpatsch. Was ist denn das?
What's this?
Some kind of crystal formation?
Joi, komm. Ein bisschen sehr hakelig. Habe ich's jetzt? Nee, noch nicht ganz.
Whoa. This substance is a quantized spin crystallization of hydrogen, carbon, and lithium. It's emitting tetrametric pulses at an interval of 3.8422 seconds.
Quantized crystallization isn't natural. I mean, it's only theoretical as a means to engineer matter on a subatomic level. What's it doing in there?
Ich würde sagen, das hat jemand da reingelegt. Na, ob einfach anfassen, so die richtige... Na, besser.
364 subsection 9.
What?
Regulation 364 subsection 9 orders that in the case of an unknown foreign substance infiltrating a sealed system, it will be placed in secure confinement before further examination.
Macht Sinn.
Retrieve a containment module.
Don't you think we're more equipped to deal with whatever this is?
No. Before anything else, this is a security issue.
Richtig.
You don't even
Recht
know
hat sie.
what this is.
Which is why we need to study it.
Once it's contained.
Tja, ja. Puh. Das ist unsere Abteilung.
This is another piece of the puzzle we're trying to put together. We should be investigating it.
And you can. In the containment lab. But protocol is protocol. I can't make an exception just for you.
I'm still going to report these crystals to Commander Westbrook when we send the shuttle data.
And I will inform my superiors. I'm taking this just as seriously as you are.
Ja, Mann, sie hat ja recht. Wer weiß, was
But I
passiert.
overheard talk about the warp disruption on the shuttle. Now these crystals? Maybe this situation is more than we can handle with just a science vessel. We could trigger a distress call. Get Starfleet to send more ships.
Puh.
Or I could send a message to my old CO on the Adirondack. Get some
Klingt wie
combat testing
Meuterei. Wir
vessels.
sind auf uns gestellt.
We shouldn't do this alone.
Wenn du glaubst, dass du das kannst.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. If you think you could do it without getting in trouble.
I'll find a way.
Be very careful.
Ja.
Okay, stand back.
Mit dem Wissenschaftsschiff alleine, glaube ich auch, ist das hier nicht getan. Na, beamen lässt sich das Teil schon mal.
We'll get it set up for you. I'll let you know when it's safely confined.
Oh, we'll be there.
Last thing you want is to study this down in main engineering and have it explode next to the warp core.
Tja, recht hat sie. Recht hat sie.
Almost forgot.
Can't have that.
Ach, die
For a second,
Turteltäubchen.
I thought she'd gone cold on you. Like she might have changed her mind. But I guess this whole situation has her spooked.
Ist ja auch nicht gerade die schönste Situation.
Or it's because this is all
Macht nur
happening
ihre
so fast.
Arbeit. Irgendwas stimmt nicht
She
ganz mit
usually
ihr.
doesn't scare easy.
Hast du nicht auch Angst?
Now, you can't tell me you're not a little spooked, too. We all should be.
Believe me, I'm taking it seriously. But Miranda talking about sending a distress call on her own? That's going too far. Although, You didn't seem to think so.
Ist schon
She
ein
was
bisschen
probably just
anmaßend,
thinking
stimmt
out
schon.
loud. I'm sure she'll come to her senses. This mission has enough complications stacking up.
Now, we'll get through it. You, me, and Miranda too.
Commander Rydek was able to work behind the scenes during the negotiations and made contact with a representative from the Hotari delegation named Tylus. She mentioned an unusual artifact of unknown origin being held under tight security within the Hotari Palace, which she believes came from the mines on Tau. Now, this artifact might have a connection to the revolt, to the storm, and to the warp disruption we now know has been targeted at the Resolute. Commander Rydek, if you want to take it from here.
Of course.
Na klar.
Tylus managed to infiltrate the heavily guarded location within the palace and sent us these scans using my tricorder. It appears to be some sort of control panel, possibly connected to the warp disruption weapon originating on Tau. Of particular interest is this symbol, which we couldn't identify the origin of.
The Federation database has records from a vast number of civilizations. If anyone from Starfleet has come across this before,
Wenn dem denn so
should
ist.
recognize it.
Cross-referencing with Federation records.
Displaying symbols from Federation database with a 90% probability of match or higher. Select a symbol to further analyze.
Aha, aha. Symbol auswählen und vergleichen. Okay. Ja, Klingonen auf jeden Fall nicht. Das sagt mir zum Beispiel nichts. Wir vergleichen mal. Nee, keine Übereinstimmung. War auch irgendwie klar. Was haben wir denn noch? Das garantiert auch nicht. Das sieht dem doch sehr, sehr ähnlich, ne? Wir gucken mal, was noch so da ist. Das nicht. Das nicht. Das auch nicht. Naja, mit viel Fantasie vielleicht. Das könnte vielleicht auch, aber naja, eher auch nicht. Nee, nee, nee. Nee, damit sind wir durch. Also würde ich doch glatt mal meinen, das hier sieht dem Ganzen noch am ähnlichsten.
.2% match.
Got it.
Und was ist das? Das Korn-Imperium.
So, what are we looking at?
The design and composition indicate this is a glyph associated with the ancient Khan Empire. Their civilization collapsed over 600,000 years ago, but once spanned millions of systems with a population numbering in the trillions.
Fascinating. The Tekkan were once the most advanced, most powerful civilization in the galaxy.
Is it possible the Hotari found Tekkan technology?
I wonder if they even know what they have.
Our knowledge of the Tekkan
Ich habe von den Tekkan schon gehört. Sie wissen, wie man damit umgeht. Wir wissen nicht einmal, was es ist. Wer von den Tekkan gehört haben wir. Star Trek Next Generation Season 1.
You have?
Quite impressive, Commander.
Computer, summarize the Enterprise D's discovery of a Tekkan outpost.
On stardate 41386.4, the USS Enterprise D, under the command of Captain Jean-Luc Picard, discovered a Tekkan outpost in the Delphi-Ardu system. According to the mission summary, an unbreakable energy-draining field was deployed against the Enterprise and a Ferengi ship. The Enterprise was only able to escape after negotiating their release with an entity known as Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Tekkan Empire.
Unbreakable energy draining field. It starts to make sense.
What else is there?
There's a lot here. Let's take it piece by piece.
Select the aspect you wish to learn more about.
Ja, zuallererst interessiert uns natürlich sicherlich das Energiefeld. Fangen wir mit der Enterprise an.
The technology to capture and hold the Federation flagship would have to be unbelievably powerful. Computer, what else can you tell us about the energy-draining field the Tekkan used?
The Enterprise D was unable to break free on its own. The precise nature of the technology was never fully understood. Only that the crystalline technology used was beyond the comprehension of then current Starfleet science.
The engineering team found a quantized spin crystal formation in the shuttle you took to Hotari. They registered tetrametric radiation coming from it.
We have Techon technology on board right now?
We might. I'll run a full analysis in the containment lab.
Wenn es dafür nicht schon zu spät ist. Vielleicht war das schon ein Fehler, das Ding überhaupt an Bord zu bringen. Wobei, dafür können sie ja nichts. Okay. Sternflotten-Einschränkungen.
There appears to be some sort of restriction order from Starfleet. Computer, explain this restriction.
A Starfleet directive similar to General Order 7 forbids entering the Delphi Ardu system or attempting to make contact with Portal 6-3.
Starfleet doesn't throw up a no trespassing sign for just anybody.
I suppose it makes sense considering what happened to the Enterprise D.
Gut, also da dürfen wir nicht hin. Also der Planet selbst.
What sort of planet is Delphi Ardu 4?
Delphi Ardu 4 is an M-class planet, a barren rocky world with little to no vegetation and frequent ion storms. The giant crystals that grow there absorb energy, but it is not understood how they do so. The entire Delphi Ardu system, consisting of 11 planets, was considered completely uninhabited until the encounter with Portal 6-3.
Frequent ion storms. That can't just be a coincidence.
Nee, das kann kein Zufall sein. So, und dann unser Portalfreund.
Someone from the Techon Empire is actually still around.
Or at least was, 16 years ago.
Computer, what other information do you have on Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Techon Empire?
The entity known as Portal 6-3 is of an unknown nature. A biped humanoid, he was unaware that the Techon Empire no longer existed at the time of the encounter. He was able to control the crystal-based technology of the Techon outpost through apparent telepathic means. It was by his choice that the Enterprise was released from the energy draining field after Commander William T. Riker of the Away team argued on behalf of both Starfleet and the Ferengi.
Telepathic control of their technology.
As I have said, they were the most advanced civilization in the galaxy.
The Elydians should have crushed the revolt. But if the Hotari have Techon technology and can control it, I see why they're willing to negotiate peace. For all we know, this could be just the beginning.
Wir müssen in die
We're up
Mine.
against something greater than we can
Wir sollten uns
imagine.
nicht anmerken lassen, was wir alles wissen. Die Hotari sind im klaren Vorteil. Ja, wir sollten uns das nicht anmerken lassen, auf jeden Fall. Bin ich auch der Meinung.
For now, it's probably best we don't let on how much we know.
Play our cards close to the vest. Smart. I agree. Then when the time is right, we can confront them.
Diplomatically, of course.
Natürlich.
Right.
We've been able to triangulate the source of the ionic interference and warp disruption to a specific mine on Tau. Engineering used the latest data from your shuttle to pinpoint its origin. There.
So we know where to look.
We need to know what's down there. What the Hotari are hiding. To better understand what we're up against. And to neutralize it if we can.
Captain, embarking on a mission to the Hotari moon would not be viewed favorably by either side.
Wahrscheinlich
However,
nicht.
given the circumstances, we are entirely within our rights to defend ourselves.
I just want to make sure this doesn't blow up in our faces. Which is why I'm thinking of sending Commander Rydek on a covert mission to Tau.
Okay. Verdeckt? Na
Assuming
schön.
you're up to the task.
Ja,
Require
normal.
absolute secrecy.
Ich bin immer bereit. Hört sich gefährlich an. Ich werde ein Außenteam zusammenstellen.
I'll get the away team in and out. They're in safe hands with me.
Under normal circumstances, that would be the case. Given the sensitive nature of this incursion, I'm afraid you'll have to go it alone.
Ja, na klar.
I'm hoping Tylus can accompany you. The priority is to avoid detection. It's a calculated risk. The last thing we need is to get caught and then blamed for violating our neutrality, aggravating an already tense situation. Can't afford any mistakes.
Tylers Hilfe wird entscheidend sein. Ich lasse mich nicht erwischen. Das ist ein Risiko, das wir eingehen müssen. Ja, komm, Ihre Hilfe wird entscheidend sein.
Tylus will be essential to my success. Not only her knowledge of the mines, but her ability to gain access, particularly now that we know which mine we need to get into.
Make sure she understands the need to keep this covert.
She's not going to want her people to know about this.
Get in touch with Tylus and make the necessary arrangements as discreetly as possible.
Bridge to Captain Solano. The Illydians have moved additional ships to the edge of the Hotari system. Current heading is straight for the homeworld.
Understood.
Okay.
It would seem we no longer have the luxury of waiting. In that case, may I suggest you and I return to Hotari Prime? Doing so will provide Commander Rydek as much time as possible to complete her mission.
Agreed. We'll hail the Queen's delegation from my ready room. We all know what we need to do. Dismissed.
Auf zu einem verdeckten Einsatz. Na denn. Lass dir vorher noch mal was spritzen, Mädchen. Nicht, dass das da unten knappig wird mit deinem Zeug.
Petty Officers Diaz and Edsolar, where is the crystal formation that you found in the shuttle? I have tasked Ensign Calloway with performing a full analysis of the tetrametric pulses.
Security brought it to the containment lab.
I was just there. They don't know anything about it.
Bitte?
Security never checked it in.
Miranda never got there?
She's the one that had the crystal formation?
Okay,
Yeah. Her and the rest of the security detail from the negotiations.
Diaz to Maris. Carter Diaz to Miranda Maris.
Uh-oh.
Commander Westbrook to Petty Officer Miranda Maris. Respond.
Something's not right.
Nee, würde ich auch so sehen.
She has to be.
Okay, über den Computer orten.
Computer, locate Petty Officer Miranda Maris.
Petty Officer Miranda Maris is in the isolinear storage array on Deck 5.
I'll go find her.
Good.
I am sure Mr. Diaz can attend to this on his own.
Was macht die bei isolinearen Speicherchips, wenn die Security Officer ist? Da stimmt doch wirklich was nicht. Haben wir Eindringlinge an Bord? Ist es eine größere Verschwörung? Was ist hier los? Okay, finde Miranda. Was haben wir hier? Untersuche den Server. Machen wir direkt mal.
Someone improperly pulled these isolinear chips.
Das sind eine ganze Menge Chips, oder? Okay. Hier an diese Konsolen? Nee. Können wir nicht. Geht's hier durch? Offensichtlich auch nicht. Das ist ein recht großer Raum, ne? Da liegen Chips auf dem Boden. Das könnte auf jeden Fall interessant sein. Hallo?
Did this?
Auf jeden Fall sieht es schwer nach Sabotage aus. So viel möchte ich jetzt einfach schon mal direkt sagen. Rufen oder schleichen? Ich würde sagen, wir schleichen. Mal nicht auf uns aufmerksam machen, glaube ich. Ist gar nicht mal so doof. So. Kuckuck, Miranda. Hallo. Noch mehr Chips? Da ist sie ja. Wird die fremdgesteuert?
What the?
Oh oh.
Oh, it's just you. I'm busy right now. Why don't you come back later?
Ich habe hier einen Kommunikator gerufen. Hast du jemand anderen erwartet? Ich bin froh, dass ich dich gefunden habe. Hast du wen anders erwartet?
What's the matter? Were you worried it was gonna be someone else?
No. I mean, I'm glad it's you.
Transfer komplett?
But I'm through here, so I can't stay and chat. I have other things to do. Sorry you came all this way for nothing.
Wo sind die Kristalle? Was ist hier passiert? Was machst du hier? Was machst du hier?
What exactly were you doing in here? I saw you accessing files, copying them onto that.
This is secure data. It's really not my place to talk about it. Look, I appreciate that you came to check on me, but I'm fine. You worry too much.
Steckst in Schwierigkeiten? Du bist irgendwie komisch.
Nothing's gonna happen to me here.
Das ist nichts Persönliches. Ja, komm.
It's not the only reason I'm here. That crystal formation you took never made it to the containment lab. Westbrook sent me to find you. To find out what happened.
Will you drop it? I don't like being interrogated, Carter.
Hey, wait up!
Sehr, sehr mysteriös.
I'm getting some very mixed signals from you right now. I'm sorry. I'm under a lot of stress right now. Just tell Chovak or whoever I don't know where the crystals are, and let me go about my business. I know we have some things to figure out.
Oh, sag es selbst, ich will dir helfen.
You.
Du verheimlichst
Not
was.
Right
now. Fuck. Ja, komm, du verheimlichst was.
I don't know what it is, but you're hiding something. What's in that storage drive?
I told you, it's secure data. So drop it.
Miranda, hold on.
No. Get out of my way.
Okay. Uh-oh.
So I see you found each other.
Na denn.
You were taking so long, the commander sent us to see what the problem was. Diaz, you were sent here with specific orders, and fighting your crewmate wasn't one of them.
Bitte?
What the hell is going on here?
Let's just let them explain.
I'd like to hear that, because I know what it looks like.
Irgendwas stimmt nicht mit ihr, ja.
There's something seriously wrong with her. She's not herself, I'm telling you.
What does that mean?
It doesn't mean anything.
Well, for one, she was copying data onto this.
This drive is unauthorized.
There are ISOs all over the floor.
And that's why I was in here, investigating this situation.
Nee, ist klar.
And when Carter came looking for me, we got our wires crossed.
Wo sind die Kristalle? Warum lügst du? Was ist auf dem Datenträger?
Check the data on this drive. I'm sure it'll show her access codes were used. And there were probably files copied while I was still with you two in engineering.
That makes sense.
Then get someone down here who can prove that. But until then, I have to go.
I don't know what's going on here, but I think we need to call it into security. She can explain herself in the brig.
Hold on, gut. We don't need to put this on anyone's permanent record. Carter said you're not yourself. If something's wrong with you, we should head to sickbay and the doc will fix you right up.
Yeah, I haven't felt right since I came back from Hotari.
Okay.
I think I should see the doctor.
You two know her? If you really think she's not well, we can take her to sickbay first. But what I know is this is a security breach, and we should treat it as such.
Please, just let me go see the doctor.
She did have a bumpy ride back on the shuttle.
Ja, komm.
Come on, Carter.
Krankenstation.
Let's take her to sickbay. It's better than the brig, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Fine. Get checked out by medical. You two go with her. I'll put this back together.
Huh. Mysteriös, mysteriös. meine, wäre das nicht das erste Mal in Star Trek, dass wir eine Person haben, die unter fremden Einfluss steht, also... Na gut. Unter der Oberfläche. Let's see. Finde Teile. Gut, machen wir. Erstmal kicken.
Foliage on Tau resembles underwater plant life on Earth. The universe is full of mysteries.
Ja. Dafür ist man ja zur Sternenflotte gegangen, ne, um sowas zu entdecken. Und natürlich, um Captain zu werden. So, das sieht mir nicht danach aus, als wenn es da lang gehen würde.
Rydick here.
This is Irma. Any trouble getting to the surface?
I'm really starting to miss transporters.
As long as this storm is around, you'd better learn to like shuttles. But if you can find the cause of the interference, we might be able to get back to transporting.
As if I needed another incentive. We both know there's a lot more than that riding on this.
Fair enough. You'll need to get in and out of the mine undetected, so I hope Minister Tylus can help in that regard.
So do I.
And to keep this covert, we'll refrain from contact unless absolutely necessary.
Understood. Rydick out.
Okay, volle Funkstille. Kriegen wir hin. Hallo. Interessantes Schiff. Rechten Trigger, gut. Quatsch, rechten Stick reindrücken, sorry. Was haben wir denn hier Schönes? Hallo?
The ionic interference is coming from underground. I should find a safer way down there.
Okay. Das war ja eigentlich klar, dass es von weiter unten kommen muss, wenn es aus der Mine kommt. Ah ja. Hopp. Wollen wir ihr mal hinterher spurten, würde ich sagen. Wenn wir dürfen. Ah, jetzt. Ein bisschen schneller. Huch. So wie das.
Shuttle take off. Hopefully no one else did. It's good to see you. Even under these
Sind Sie alleine hier? Danke für Ihre Hilfe. Ich habe mir Sorgen gemacht.
When you called to give us a scan, it sounded like they caught you. I was worried you'd been hurt.
It was nothing I couldn't handle.
Lead the way. I'll fill you in on what we've learned about the situation.
Follow me.
Mach ich glatt.
The device Galvin and Sidron brought back from the mines is being used to control some sort of warp disruption weapon that has the Resolute trapped in Hotari space. According to our readings, the power source for that device is on this moon, at the specific coordinates I sent you.
That sounds impossible. But explains the rumors of the Hotari controlling the ionic storm.
We strongly suspect the device was created by an ancient empire known as the Tekon.
The Tekon?
Once the most powerful civilization in the galaxy. But they've been gone for over 600,000 years.
It's hard to believe there's something like that on Tau.
Which is why I need proof. If we find hard evidence that Galvin and his allies are hiding dangerous Tekon technology, I can convince the Federation to let us intervene.
Understood. We're almost there.
Tja, Tekon. Eins der größten Imperien. Dann gab es aber noch die Ikonianer. Die waren ja eigentlich noch größer, weil die hatten Teleportationsportale. Konnten überall hin. Und die sind auch seit Ewigkeiten verschwunden. Okay, nice.
That's the mine?
Prospect 614 North, Subdivision 20.
It's enormous.
Just one of the thousands across Tau. pride of Hotari.
How do we get inside?
The structure that circles the mine has entry points for transporting equipment into the lower levels. They're guarded, but nothing I can't get past using my authority.
Well, that's good to hear.
As long as you can avoid being seen, I should be able to talk my way past any miner. And provide a little distraction for you in the process.
How do I avoid being seen?
You don't use the door.
Klingt plausibel irgendwie. Super.
How dare you! Don't you know who I am? I am Tylus Altaris, Minister of Diplomatic Affairs.
That's not...
The Queen would be furious to hear you tried to deny me entry.
the Queen. But I just...
You just what? Just now realize the trouble you've made for yourself? And who exactly do you think you're going to report this to? Because I'll be reporting it as well, to someone much further in the ladder. You have no authority here. Do you understand who pays your wage?
Okay, Tricorder benutzen mit X.
You'll regret everything you've said here today. You should have opened the doors the second I appeared before you.
That's not the protocol. I didn't know...
Each second you delay my entry.
Was soll ich denn scannen?
Processed and permanently marked on your record. Can't believe this. Does your brain function? Do you speak our tongue?
Minister, I have orders.
How should a fellow Hotari not understand this? You're digging your own grave.
Ha.
Reach the end of my patience.
Steck den mal weg.
Stay.
Obwohl, was ist denn das? Kann ich dich scannen?
Lead the way. Be quick.
Ha. Steck mal wieder weg. So, das ist offensichtlich eine Sackgasse. Dann haben wir hier auch eine Sackgasse. Da unten ist eine Konsole. Vielleicht kann ich die scannen von hier. Nee, wird mir aber auch nicht hervorgehoben. Steck den mal wieder weg, dann sehe ich mal ein bisschen mehr. Aber... Ach, guck mal, hier ist zum Beispiel ein Weg. Den habe ich wegen dem Tricorder vor meiner Nase überhaupt nicht sehen können. Okay, ich gehe erstmal hier rüber. Was haben wir hier? Kann ich hier was tun? Untersuchen Rastplatz.
Someone takes their breaks up here. Maybe the same guard who left that window unlocked. I suppose the view is nice.
Okay, kann ich hier was scannen? Fangen wir damit mal an. Wenn wir schon hier sind, sieht aber nicht danach aus. Okay, wieder weg damit. Das dauerhafte Gepiepe geht einem ja schon so ein bisschen auf den Keks. Was haben wir hier? Kaputter Laufsteg. Untersuchen. Ah, erstmal eine Untersuchung. Da meldet sich auch der Tricorder. Na denn. Schmeißen wir ihn mal an. Und das sieht doch schon gut aus hier. Scannen wir mal. Außer Reichweite. Anomalie erfasst. Aber wirklich scannen tut er nicht. Jetzt macht er was. Okay.
Okay. Let's get a look inside you.
Okay, linker und rechter Bumper, um zwischen den Scan-Modi zu wechseln. Guck mal da. Empfänger, Signalempfänger für die Feldaktivierung. Okay, was haben wir hier? Bündelt das Muster des Kraftfelds. Ein Emitter. Okay, dann machen wir einen anderen Scan-Modus. Da sehe ich gerade nichts. Dann noch ein anderer Scan-Modus. Genau, macht das Kraftfeld direkt. Verhindert die Passage von Feststoff. Scan abschließen.
Full system access. Let's see if I can just...
Nice. Dann Mann weiter. Okay, jetzt wissen wir auch, dass der Tricorder sich meldet, wenn ich ihn benutzen muss.
Better hurry. Not sure how long she can keep him busy.
Okay. Beeilen. Beeilen ist immer so eine Sache. Tür zum Wartungshangar.
Might be rigged to only open for registered users. No control panel
Wahrscheinlich.
here. I should take a look with my tricorder.
Na dann. Meldet er sich doch nicht. Was haben wir denn hier? Da scannt er nichts. Aber da haben wir eine Leitung. Kann ich so ein bisschen schneller laufen? Nee. Okay, jetzt sagt das mir auch, dass ich mich dann nicht ducken oder rennen kann. Also einmal hier durch. Schick.
Something in here is keeping that door closed.
Nichts zu sehen. Nächster Scan-Modus. Datenspeicher. DNA-Verarbeiter, okay. Verändert die Passage, ja?
Got it. Should remove the security check on the door.
Weiter scannen? Nee. Sah jetzt nicht danach aus. Gut, gehen wir mal wieder zurück. Holla, die Waldfee. Finde Teiles. Jetzt können wir auch den Tricorder nicht mehr nutzen. Moment, ging es da noch weiter? Nee. Dann spoten wir mal runter. Ich hoffe, ich bin jetzt nicht zu unvorsichtig, aber ich denke mal, das wird schon so gedacht sein. Hüpf. Ah ja.
I didn't come here to educate an imbecile on royal protocol.
Of course not, Minister.
So I will be about my business here, and you will take yourself out of my sight.
So macht man das.
There you are.
You really let that guy have it.
It worked, didn't it?
Ich bin beeindruckt. War ziemlich gemein. Sie machen mir ein bisschen Angst. Ne, ich bin schon beeindruckt.
I'm impressed. I didn't know you had it in you.
There's a lot you don't know about me. Underestimate me at your peril.
The catwalks were booby-trapped.
Galvin and Sidron have gone to great lengths to keep out the uninvited. Well, we're inside. Where do you want to start?
The ionic interference is coming from below us. We need to go deeper.
That lift goes down, at least to the changeover station. But we can't use it without DNA authorization from one of the guards.
I have an idea, but we need a few samples of DNA from the miners who work here.
Samples?
Fingerprints, sweat, blood.
Which will trick the machine and get us control of the lift.
That's the theory. Let's test it.
Okay. Sammeln mit deinem Tricorder Hotari DNA-Proben. Witzig. Wo könnte ich die wohl herbekommen? Fingerabdrücke dürften hier auf jeden Fall dran sein, denke ich mal. Vielleicht aber auch nicht. Ich kann auch durch die Scan-Modi nicht durchschalten hier. Stecken wir den mal wieder ein.
No luck. Unless this console thinks I'm a Hotari guard, it won't work.
Parts work out of that building back there.
Ah ja.
Might have some DNA.
Könnte Sinn machen. Gucken wir uns das noch eben an.
Do you think we could just find a way to climb over this?
Possibly. But the console on the lift itself is locked by the same system that locks this ramp.
No shortcuts then.
I'm sure you can figure something out.
Ich arbeite dran. Die Stunde haben wir ja schon wieder. Also ich würde jetzt, wie gesagt, hier wieder diese Episode auf jeden Fall noch beenden.
These contain mining supplies, tools, energy packs for machinery.
Shouldn't mining supplies be inside the mines?
It is troubling. If the workers here aren't mining...
So, was haben wir hier?
An Illydian console.
All the managerial technology in the mines is Illydian.
So they can keep an eye on their investment.
That's how it is.
Na gut, dann mal da rein. Wir brauchen DNA. Hallo, mein Tricorder.
Wow, that is a lot of DNA. I should look for the most concentrated spots.
Naja, viel DNA sehe ich hier nicht. Das sehe ich.
I can use this.
Das kann ich verwenden, sagt sie. Das sieht doch gut aus hier.
That's a stable DNA sample. It's only partial, but a few more should do it.
Mhm. Dann gucken wir mal weiter. Guck mal, die Helme hier könnten interessant sein. Haare vielleicht oder so. Nö. Habe ich da gerade was leuchten sehen? Nee, nicht wirklich.
Not concentrated enough. I should try somewhere else.
Was haben wir denn hier? Hier gab es wohl was zu essen.
There's gotta be stable DNA here.
Na. Den vielleicht. Okay, 2 von 3, gut.
Good. That's another I could use. Just need one more sample.
Noch eine. Was bist du? Ah, du bist offensichtlich nichts. Was ist denn das? Scheint nebenan zu sein. Okay. Inaktiv. Toll. Das ist hier wieder Nadel im Heuhaufen. Ah ja, hier.
Not enough.
Ach,
Gotta
komm.
keep looking.
Und hier?
This'll work.
Das sollte reichen, sagt sie. Habe ich denn jetzt alles? Anomalie erfasst. Aha. Eins fehlt noch. Okay, alle Anomalien.
Perfect. That's enough to make the DNA profile.
Na also.
Time to go back to the lift.
Dann mal weg. Stecken wir das Ding mal ein. Wie gesagt, das Geräusch ist ja nervtötend. Kommen Sie mal mit, junge Frau. Ach, soll ich mit ihr reden?
You're not coming inside?
There are some things I'd rather not smell.
Ah.
Na gut. Dann bleib mal hier. Rest schaffe ich alleine. Was ist das?
This facility doesn't seem well maintained.
Ja, jetzt wo sie es sagt. Na gut. Rinnen wollen wir. Schon ein Wundergerät, so ein Tricorder.
It worked. Theory proven.
I'll get it started.
Achso, ich komme nicht mit rein, bezog sich auf die Baracke. Alles klar.
Ready?
Und down we go.
I'm a little afraid of what we might find down there.
We'll be okay. I've survived worse than this.
Well, I haven't. But I'll put my faith in you. For now.
Schon so ein bisschen beängstigend darunter in diesem Strahl, oder?
Jara. Stay back. There's a guard at the station. We'll have to hide.
Okay. Na dann. Heide. Heide schnell. So. Mal kicken, ob sie das auch wieder so souverän löst.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
You watch your tone with me. I'm Tylus Altaris, Minister of Diplomatic Affairs. I speak for the Queen herself.
This is a restricted area. No one gains access without the approval of Galvin or Sidron.
Wait.
US Gawad Abawencha.
Let me...
Are you all right?
I don't know.
Are you injured?
No, I thought if I could talk my way through like always, I'd be fine, but... I'm a diplomat. This isn't what I do. I've never even fired a weapon.
Ja, das war ja ich.
This is just...
Reißen sich zusammen, ich beschütze sie, sie schaffen das. Ja, sie schaffen das.
Tylus, you can do this.
I don't see what you're basing that on.
All you've shown me so far is an iron-willed determination to save your people. I don't expect that's changed.
No. No, it hasn't. My authority has never been challenged like that. It meant nothing to him.
So we should assume any Hatari we encounter from here on can't be reasoned with.
Agreed. The only loyalty they have down here is to Galvin and Sidron.
Can you switch over the lift?
Guard should have a scan card that will allow us to operate the switch.
Na dann, Langmann zu. Hier ist die Schlüsselkarte. Gucken wir uns erstmal den Disruptor
An
an.
Illydian disruptor.
I assume the miners took weapons from the Illydians before they fled the mines.
That explains some of how the uprising happened, but not enough.
Should we take it with us?
No. My phaser is more efficient. Unless you want it.
Oh no. Weapons aren't my thing.
So, mal den Helm.
That's some serious armor.
Conditions in the mines are harsh, even for Hotari.
Na denn.
Got it.
He's not dead, is he? He's still one of my people, and I didn't come here to take Hotari lives.
My phaser's set to stun. He'll be perfectly fine, just unconscious for a while.
I see. We don't have that sort of technology on our weapons.
Good to know.
Ja, gut zu wissen. So, dann geht's jetzt weiter runter, oder wie? Tatsächlich. Beachtlicher Schlot. Beachtlicher Schlot.
The energy readings are emanating from this tunnel. It's sure to be guarded in there. Stay low and follow my lead.
Infiltriere die Mine. Machen wir.
Is that all dilithium?
Not all of it. We excavate large chunks of rock that contain varying amounts of dilithium ore. It's sorted and processed at the collector ship above.
Effizient. Oben wird es dann also verarbeitet. Warum nicht? So, dann haben wir hier nichts. Mal kurz Kleinen Blick werfen? Nö. Puh.
More guards.
I take that as a sign we're getting close.
I'll get a closer look.
Okay, was haben wir hier? Wir haben hier Barrikaden.
Looks like they've improvised a barrier.
Yes, we must be getting closer.
Wer kommt denn da? Okay. Das soll ich offensichtlich wieder selber machen.
We need that particular card, don't we?
I'm afraid so.
So, sonst noch irgendwas? Utari-Wachen?
We don't have time to wait for them to finish whatever they're doing. We'll have to try to keep low and sneak past them.
I'm starting to see the utility of a phaser.
I wouldn't stand a chance against all three of them.
Nee. Wohl nicht. Die würden dich direkt mitschneiden, logischerweise.
Can you open that door?
Not without that scan card.
I don't like our options here. I have to get us that card so we can open the door.
How? If they detect you, Galvin and Sidron's followers are clearly willing to kill to protect whatever is in this mine.
Hey, I'm trained for this. I'll be fine.
What should I do?
Avoid being seen. Stick to the edge of the room and meet me at the door.
Puh. Versteckensequenz. In den Verstecksequenzen triffst du auf Feinde, die dich, wenn sie alarmiert sind, verfolgen und fangen wollen. Wenn du gefangen wirst, ist deine Mission gescheitert. Na, so viel dazu. Bleib geduckt und außer Reichweite. Beobachte die Bewegungsmuster der Wachen, um eine Möglichkeit zu finden, weiterzukommen. Alles klar, meine Lieben. Ich werde dann an dieser Stelle trotzdem die Folge beenden. Und dann machen wir nächsten Sonntag genau hier weiter. Ich hoffe, ihr seid mit dabei. Ist ja gerade ein bisschen spannender. Ja, denn war mir ein Fest. Danke euch fürs Zusehen. Als denn bis denn.